Warning, this show has outdated attitudes, language, and views which may cause offense today. If you don't like it, suck it.
This video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki. Good morning, Dave G. Sound. Good morning, Samantha Joe and Purple Valkyrie. The Valkyries are here. Good morning, Mary's Game Room. Heiress of Chaos, the Battle Angel is here. Good morning, Sit Room, Gun Bunny, Yodam, Dark Star, Jedi Bill, 797. The Doctor of Destruction, Adega Outlaw, and Dave Bob. Good morning, Dave Bob. Stone Cold Loki. How are you doing, brother? Jeff Franklin, good morning. It is so good to see each and every one of you here. Mark the Infinitely Tired. Keely Chow, Roll Tide. Keely, Roll Tide. How is everyone doing? Immortal Trek Neat, good morning. Good morning, guys. I am so glad to see each and every one of you here. Timon Flip, good morning. Hey, yo, and good morning. How's everyone doing? Man, what a morning. What a morning. And it is absolutely insane. So right off the bat, I'm going to hit you guys with this. I could not believe it. Regal Movies announces shutdown of all theaters after abysmal box office gross nationwide. Is that absolutely insane? Regal's gone. Regal, and it's going to happen today. Regal Movies announced they will be shutting down all of their theaters beginning on October 8th, 2020. The shutdown, in a statement posted on their Twitter account earlier, the announcement begins in response to an increasingly challenging theatrical landscape and sustained key market closures. Regal will suspend operations at all theaters at close of business on Thursday, October 8th, 2020, until further notice. Absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. The announcement comes after Cineworld Cinemas, Regal's parent company, confirmed the company was considering closing the U.S. and U.K. theaters. On Twitter, they wrote, "We can confirm we are considering the temporary closure of our UK and US cinemas, but a final decision has not yet been reached. Once a decision has been made, we will update all staff and customers as soon as we can." Cineworld would come to a decision later in the day on October 4th by issuing a statement to the Hollywood Reporter explaining why they were shutting down their theaters. They stated, "As major U.S. markets, mainly New York, remain closed and without guidance on reopening timing, studios have been reluctant to release their pipeline of new films." In turn, without these new releases, Cineworld cannot provide customers in both the US and the UK, the company's primary markets, with the breadth of strong commercial films necessary for them to consider coming back to theaters against the backdrop of what's going on. CEO Mookie Gridinger, I hope I said your name right, sir, added, "This is not a decision we made lightly, and we did everything in our power to support safe and sustainable reopenings in all of our markets, including meeting and often exceeding local health and safety guidelines in our theaters and working constructively with regulators and industry bodies to restore public confidence in our industry. We are especially grateful for and proud of the hard work our employees put in to adapt our theaters to new protocols and cannot underscore enough how difficult this decision was. Cineworld will continue to monitor the situation closely and will communicate any future plans to resume operations in these markets at the appropriate time. When key markets have more concrete guidance on their reopening status, and in turn, studios are able to bring their pipeline of major releases back to the big screen," he added. According to THR, this move will impact 536 Regal cinemas in the United States and 127 Cineworld and Picture House theaters in the UK. It will also reportedly affect 45,000 employees. The decision to shut down their theaters comes just days after MGM, Universal, and James Bond producer Michael G. Wilson and Barbara Broccoli announced that the upcoming James Bond film, No Time to Die, would be delayed until April 2, 2021. And Colin P. Smith, yes, well done, Hollywood. In your effort to delay releases to maximize profits, you've managed to wipe out a major chunk of the places for you to release those films. Absolutely. Absolutely, Colin. It also comes after Disney and Marvel Studios decided to push their entire film slate to 2020, as well as Warner Brothers. Marvel Studios pushed Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow to May 2021. They moved Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings to July 9th, 2021, and The Eternals to November 5th, 2021. Warner Brothers also recently pushed Wonder Woman 1984 to December 25, 2020, which is why I believe Gal Gadot made her recent statement that if you're not a feminist, you are a sexist piece of trash. Godzilla vs. Kong was also delayed to May 21st, 2021. Maybe more importantly, the decision comes after Christopher Nolan's Tenet has only earned $45.1 million at the domestic box office. The film has earned $307.1 million total. Hollywood is screwing itself. Not surprisingly, because they recently came out and did a whole campaign naked to get you to vote their way. In fact, according to the numbers for the week ending October 2nd, the domestic gross at the box office was only $8.7 million, with Tenet bringing in the lion's share with $2.7 million gross and a re-release of Hocus Pocus bringing in $1.9 million. New Mutants was the only other film with a second-figure gross with an even $1 million. But wait a minute, I thought New Mutants was great. I thought it was a great movie, man. That's what they said, right? They said, whoa, man, New Mutants is wonderful. It's like an awesome movie. For comparison, the week ending October 3rd, 2019 grossed $127.5 million, with Abominable being the top earning with $25.8 million. However, the next week would go to $250 million release of Joker, bringing in $137.7 million. And we all know what Joker was like. And I know, especially because that's when I cut my teeth, releasing uploads on YouTube. Regal's gone. It's gone. It's done. It bled out. What else is going to bleed out? There's a lot of things that are going to bleed out. Disney just released all those employees Regal's just lost 45,000 employees. When's it going to stop? When's it going to stop? I don't see it stopping anytime soon. I don't see anything changing anytime soon. Hollywood seems to be pushing for this. Believe it or not, Hollywood hasn't been happy with theaters for years. They've wanted more. They wanted to charge them more. Theaters, for the most part, held off Hollywood wanting 100% of ticket sales. What they make with Disney movies is abysmal. What they make with other movies was sustainable. From my understanding of the way theaters worked, Cobalt and Pudgy, the article mentioned number of Regal screen closings or number of all of them, Cobalt. All the Regals. Anything Regal is closing. So all of them. Take however many Regal theaters there are. That's what's closing. From my understanding of the way that the theater chains worked, anything Disney made the theaters almost nothing. All they made was concession money. So drinks, popcorn, pizza, whatever they had there, that's what they made money off of. Everything else, they were able to take a good percentage of. But this is not something Hollywood wanted to keep going. This is not something that Hollywood was happy with. Now you've got 1,000,001 streaming services. Now everybody and their uncle has a way to release a movie directly to the public. Theaters went absolutely crazy when Disney was threatening to direct release movies like Mulan. Theaters reacted badly, especially the mom and pop theaters. They were not happy about this. This was not something they wanted. This was not something they were okay with. If anybody remembers the video of the owner of a theater taking an axe to a Mulan sign, they wanted to go. They wanted to open. They wanted customers. You know why they're not getting customers? Because you've got everybody locked down and you've got people sitting like 4 per row when you've got 15 seats per row. And for what? Pudgy stream service, all movies shot at Hedgehog Guy level. Absolutely wonderful, Pudgy. For what? What have you shut down everything for? Why are you screaming at the world to keep everything shut down? Almost this entire year has been shut down. It's not about a vaccine. It's not about keeping people safe. The Great Reset, yeah. Now they're going on naked telling you how to vote. I'll get naked if you vote for this person. I'll do this if you'll vote for this person and you listen to me. We're actors and actresses, and we must have it our way, not your way. You have to let the system heal. Keeping it in immunity, keeping it bottled up is not doing anything to help. All it's doing is gutting the economy, the people, everything that people need to survive. It's gutting it. And for what? So you can have your way? So you can have your way. It makes no sense whatsoever. It doesn't help anything. It doesn't heal anything. All it does is hurt you more and more. You know, I do everything in my power not to get political. I do not like to get political on this show in the mornings. I have occasionally dipped my toe into it in the evenings. I stay out of it because it's not my business to tell you how to feel. It's not my business to tell you who I think you need to vote for, who I think side you need to be on. They don't care. They're going to tell you how you need to feel. They're going to tell you how you need to vote. They're going to tell you how you should look at things, how you need to look at things, because if you don't, it's going to get worse. Fear is the line they will use. Shame is how they will make you feel. Shame. Why not? They've done it the last 5 years. They pointed their finger at anyone that does not toe the line and said, you should be ashamed, you ist, phobe, Yahtzee. And for what? What good do you think that does? All it's done is either drive a wedge in a community or it's drove you away from something you care about. That's all it's done, is make you think, is this really something I want to be a part of? How many people have walked away from Star Trek? How many people do you think have walked away from Star Trek? How many people do you think have walked away from Star Wars forever? Who said, nope, I'm not going to be a part of it as long as Disney owns it. Disney's awfully nonchalant considering they don't have anything coming out for the next year. They don't have their parks open. They don't have their movies coming out. They just fired over 20,000 employees. And for what? For what? Do you really believe Disney gives a rat's ass, and it is a rat, about your safety? Do you think they care about your safety? Do you think they care about your well-being? They've called you numbers to your face. They've labeled you on a sheet of paper. Money. That's all you are to them, is a number, a cash grab. They will use how you remember the things you love against you. They just did it with Star Wars. See those commercials with Squadrons? That game that me and Echo Base were supposed to like stream the crap out of the last week that we spent an hour playing. And now it's done. It's done. Thank God I didn't have to spend $40 on that game. It was gifted to me. I didn't have to pay for it. It was gifted so I could do a review and give my opinion. Everybody was so excited. Coach from Echo Base went and spent over $1,000 on a joystick, a throttle, and a helmet, a VR helmet. And it's sold. It's getting sold. Why? Wasn't worth it. Wasn't worth it. It's a horrible fucking game. They used Wedge Antilles as a selling point, and he's in maybe 5 minutes of the game. They do not care. They will use your nostalgia to bait you in and then give you what they want, not what you want. Nostalgia is the name of the game. They will keep coming out with horrible remakes and horrible reboots because they want to use your nostalgia to sell their tickets, to sell their products, to sell what they want, not what you want. Star Trek's done the same thing. We're going to use your nostalgia to sell you something, to sell you a streaming service. And it failed. CBS All Access is done. It's going to turn into Paramount. Just like DC Universe is turning into HBO, because AT&T is not going to keep the streaming service up. DC Universe is now a comic book website. The movies are going, the series are going, they're all going to the HBO streaming service because it's just going to be comic books. Pay $7.99 a month and you get access to over 20,000 comics. That's all you get. And Steve White, Echo Base, brought me here. Hell yes, brother, and hail. Coach and Nick are the men. Yep, they borrowed $12 billion, but they also leveraged a further $20 billion on their assets. Basically, the banks own Disney. No, it's not just the banks. China and Tencent own Disney. They don't care if they carve up your country and sell it to China. They don't care. They do not care. And when I talk about political, there are political people that would be happy to sell your ass out to China. They would be happy to do so. They would be happy to watch you live on your knees. They don't care about you. Disney doesn't give a shit about you. They don't care. And Chris Persia, if Disney was as virtuous as they claim, why did they not announce Kyo Venzi as being a gender-neutral character before the release? Why keep it silent until afterwards? They're pretenders. Oh, yes. You want to see something? You want to see some pretending? Let me show you something. You're going to love this, guys. You're going to absolutely, positively. Where did you go? There you are. Because we all saw what they were going to do to Star Wars: The High Republic. We all saw it. And what do you know? What do you know? Star Wars quietly releases redesigns for their High Republic characters. Look at this shit. What the fuck is that? Avar Chris. What am I looking at? Tell me. Please, Disney, tell me what I'm looking at here. Remember how happy all those simps and green titty milk drinking bitches were? Remember how happy they were? Oh my God, look at her. Look at her. Please explain to me what I'm looking at. This is supposed to be the most powerful Jedi ever. More powerful than Yoda. More powerful than any other Jedi ever in the existence of Star Wars. Avar Chris. And I'll tell you what, there's some more pictures here. Twi'lek Jedi Master Loden Greatstorm. What a wonderful fucking shitty name. Greatstorm. Okay. Loden Greatstorm. Oh, looky there. What did you know? It's one of those sisters from the last season of the Clone Wars. How fucking original. Keeve Trenny. How fucking original. Look at that hair. I've seen that before. I've seen that character before. In the Clone Wars. And Robert Pearson, just to add to the kick in the balls, Squadron's creative director and his team have no plans to add DLCs to the game. Of course they don't. That's why they sold it for $40. As soon as they announced that game was going to sell for $40, I knew something was screwed up. I said, watch out. That's why I wasn't going to buy it. That's why I wasn't going to get it. And I wouldn't have got it if it hadn't been gifted to me. Jedi Master Stellan Gios. These designs are fucking horrible. There is no reason that an art team working on Star Wars should make characters that look this fucking horrible. It's bad. Hell, the shit in Lower Decks looks better than this shit. Oh, look. The green girl. How quaint. Bernestra Byrne Rowe. Oh, they look worse than a bad video game. Low spec Linux laptop. Yes. Steve White. Yes, sir. The Big Bang Theory destroyed nerddom by making it cool to normies and SJWs. Colin P. Smith, Loki. The utterly stupid thing is that Star Wars has a setting where they can have literally any sort of gender reproductive system they can think of in an alien race. That is true. Yet they have to stick with obviously human analogies. SF is the ideal medium to make their points. They just can't use actual imagination. No, because if they use imagination, then they're in the wrong. It needs to be in your face. Now look at this, ladies and gentlemen. I want to show you something. This is something that a fan made. A fan made. This is of our Chris. She's supposed to be the most powerful Jedi ever. A goddess of the Force. Look at those thighs. She's round. She's got an hourglass figure. I could go skiing down the side of her body. Absolutely, positively beautiful work. And a fan did it. A fan did it. Star Wars would quietly begin releasing new designs for these High Republic characters in July. In a blog post revealing the Trandoshan Jedi Master Skier, they would also sneak in a new design for Avar Kriss. You can see the portly Trandoshan down below, and he looks like shit. He looks like shit. Now, that is the new Avar Kriss. That's official, ladies and gentlemen. That is official. Isn't that something else? That looks completely different than the monstrosity they released a couple of months ago. Why? That looks better. She does not look like a goddess of the Force, but it at least looks better. It looks like you actually give a shit about the character you're drawing. Redesign of Stellan Gios. And that's what he's going to look like when he's on mission. Why? Tell me why everyone is going the Mariner route. She looks, look at the smirk. Look at the attitude. She looks just like Mariner off of Lower Decks. And there's the hair. Wow. You got any more? No. The High Republic #1. The publishing initiative was delayed to January 2021 by Lucasfilm Publishing creative director Michael Siglin. Siglin stated, given these unprecedented times, this has never happened before. You know, we dealt with the Black Plague hundreds of years ago where people were dropping like flies, but now you get the sniffles and you just have to go into seclusion and hide. The safety board of the world is here to explain to you that you don't need to go outside. You don't need to high five. You don't need to publicly hang out with your friends. You don't need to go to the movies. Just stay at home. Stay at home, cower in fear, and vote the way we tell you. Given these unprecedented times, we have made the decision to move the launch of Star Wars: The High Republic to January 2021 to ensure that the launch is as grand and epic as it deserves to be. I wonder why. The initiative will launch with the Marvel Comics series, The High Republic, and the novels A Test of Courage and Light of the Jedi. They will follow that up with the novel Into the Dark in February. What do you make of these redesigns? I think they still look bad. It's better than that. That, though, that right there. Curvy, groovy. That is what I expect a goddess of the Force to look like. Stephen Wayne Art 2020. Later, Jeff Franklin. You have a good one, brother. Oh. No, it's a race of reptilians, Colin P. Smith. You have a great day too, Jeff. You will be, yeah, Crimson Mist. Right there, brother. Right there. Yeah. Yeah, who the hell would have thought we'd be in Escape from New York territory? Heiress of Chaos. As a fellow goddess, I concur. Give women curves, damn it. When fan art is better than the real thing, you have a problem. Project Storytime. And Psychodorf 9 is, I knew, brother, as soon as I saw that, I was going to read it. Loki, because these twat waffles could not write a good character or compelling story to save their lives. They can't. They do not have it in them to write a good story. They do not have it in them to create a good character. They just don't. They just don't. It's not in them to do it. Yeah, Lockdown 2020 version of The Prisoner. And why? So they can have their way. So they can have their way. There's no reason this should still be going on in October. All I hear is, oh, it's going to be the worst winter ever because this is around. It's going to be the worst winter ever. No, I've seen the real numbers. I've seen the real numbers. You scaremongering, hateful pieces of shit. You want to control people. You want to herd them in the aisles. You want to herd them into doing what you want them to do. You will do as we say, not as we do. One rule for thee, no rules for me. If you were really that worried about us, if you were really that worried about all of this, you wouldn't be traveling around the country doing what you're doing. You wouldn't be going into restaurants, hotels, office buildings, not giving a shit if you're wearing anything or not. One rule for thee, none for me. And how do we answer that? We will not kneel. We will not be sheep. We will not walk around going, bah. Valhalla, you have a choice to make. Do you want to support this trash? Or do you want to stand up and say, I am not a fucking sheep. I am not a check mark on your balance sheet. Captain Shrek, good morning, brother. Loki, this is all about population control. No more, no less. Purple Valkyrie, we do not kneel. And a Dega outlaw just for you, brother.
Spartans!
What is your profession? What is your profession, Valhalla? Jedi Bill 797. I don't think anyone working over at Lucasfilms loves any of the. No, they don't. They do not. They have said so. They have made it clear, Jedi Bill. They do not love the OT. They hate it. They absolutely hate it. They hate Luke Skywalker. They hate the OT. They hate anything where a Caucasian male is the hero. You tell me who the ists and the phobes really are. Because it's not us, ladies and gentlemen. They want to point their fingers at you and tell you you're the problem. And Chris Persia, thank you. The Spanish flu infected 500 million, killed 50 million worldwide, and the world did not impose a lockdown, and we survived. Why is 2020 so special? Because they want to control you. And they want to use this to their advantage. They want to bring the world to its knees, because if the world's on its knees, they can impose any order they like. You know what taught me that? The prequel trilogy. Bring the universe to its knees and then impose your order. They'll believe anything you say because you're the savior. They want to be the saviors. They want to tell you, well, everything's going to be better because of us. Even though we caused the problem. Even though we pushed it to the point where it's at. We're going to save you. And we're going to propose our order that will fix everything and help you. And Psycho Dwarf 9 with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Psycho Dwarf 9. Loki, at the end of the road, tell him, bill your hands, you cursing. Oh, and I know they won't let you, brother, but thank you so very much. And Valhalla! Skull!
There it is! It's beautiful! Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Thank you so very much, Psycho Dwarf 9. You keep the lights burning bright in Valhalla. Thank you. And Adega Outlaw, reject their cult. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome, Gun Bunny. It Mad Mardigan, no, it's not about world domination. It's much more local. There's a critical theory movement happening, and its goal is to deconstruct the meta narrative so that they can decide what is true. Isn't that how it starts, though? Mad Mardigan. Controlling the narrative. Because another group back in the 30s and the 40s completely controlled the media narrative in their country. And we all know how that turned out. We all know what they did. We all know what they disseminated. How they were the ones that were right. And how everybody else was wrong. They were the ones trying to save the world. And everybody else was wrong. They were the ones holding the Olympic Games. And everybody else was wrong. Dinosaurs and diversity. And lasers. Don't forget that, Latino slant. Lasers. Laser swords, wizards, and dinosaurs and diversity, man. We've got a fantastic team here writing Star Wars The High Republic. Look at our whiteboard. Laser swords, wizards, diversity, and dinosaurs, man. Oh. Mad Mardigan, I would love, dude. You know what? Hit me up at, you can either email me at stone_Loki@hotmail.com or send me something on Twitter, bro, at StoneLoki1. No underscore on the Twitter at StoneLoki1. Would love to have you on the show, brother. Absolutely love to have you on the show. Lady Toriel with a $5 super chat. Preach it. Yes, great to hear you on the way home from work. Good evening to you, Lady Toriel. I hope you had a great time at work tonight. I'm glad you're still working because there are a lot of people that aren't. I am so happy to hear that you're still working because there are a lot of people that are not. They're going to keep some essential workers around, but they want everybody on their knees, begging. Omar Illigan, I hope I said your name correctly. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening, everyone. Stay safe and smile in the face of adversity. Yes, sir. You as well. Have a great day and stay safe. It's I don't think it's not gonna change. It's not gonna change until they want it to change. They're gonna keep you locked down. They're gonna keep you hiding. They're gonna keep you in fear. Because as long as you're living in fear, they can get you to do what they want you to. Stand up. Be heard. Do not allow this. Stand up. If you want to get on your microphones and scream it to the heavens, I encourage you to do so. Last year, at this time, someone I was very close to told me, Loki, if you want to do this, get on your microphone and do it. But do it. Give it 110%. And do not let anything or anyone stop you. Speak it, brother. Get on your microphone and speak it. Do not be afraid. And Bruce Lombardo with a $4.99 super chat, but he doesn't say anything. Bruce, brother, if you've got something, brother, throw it in there before I close this thing down. Thank you so very much, brother. And we will give you some Gozierasco. Thank you so very much, Bruce Lombardo, brother. Thank you. Skull, brother. They don't want you standing up and speaking your mind. They didn't want me standing up and speaking my mind. And the encouragement I got was fierce. Speak your mind, Loki. Speak your opinion. Because right now they cannot take that away from you. But they want to. They want to. They want to point their fingers at you and tell you that you're this, that you're that you're an ist, that you're an obe. Mad Mardigan says, Adega Outlaw, I'm guessing your education is tough because of their questioning of anything we consider facts. They have limited objective truth, mostly about racism. No, Mad Mardigan, Adega Outlaw is the author of Evolution and various other novels that are going to print very soon because he is a published author as well as a former doctor. Snowdub, dude, brother. Hail, Snowdub Music and Entertainment, $2 super chat. Mexican Iron Man sent me. Thank you, Mexican Iron Man, and thank you, Snowdub, brother. I've watched your channel. Congrats on the recent success, brother. Congrats. And just for you, brother, we'll give you $1 bill. Skull!
There it is. It's beautiful. Take your hat off, boy. That's a dollar bill.
Thank you so very much, Snowdub. You guys keep the lights burning bright here in Valhalla. Thank you. And thank you for dropping by, Snowdub. Thank you so very much. Mad Mardigan, I'm following you on Twitter now, Loki. Awesome, brother. Awesome. We do not kneel, Keely Chow, and we'll leave it there for today. I will see you all tonight for 7 Kinds of Mischief as Dr. and author Adega Outlaw and I give you some spooky, spooky stories for the month of October, these Thursdays. Real life events that last week scared the shit out of a lot of people. Some creepy, creepy ass things that actually happened. And we're going to talk about them tonight. Everyone have a safe and fun day. Everyone have a good one. And I will catch you all tonight on 7 Kinds of Mischief. Have a great one, everybody.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.